Welcome to the Make and Design Podcast. I'm your host, Carina Gardner. On this podcast, we're unraveling the everyday joys and dilemmas of design, making, and business. For makers who want to be designers and for designers who are makers, this is your inside scoop to help you grow your business and bring more creativity to your life. The internet is an amazing place where there are so many tutorials, so much free stuff that sometimes we get overwhelmed by the free stuff. But I am here to tell you that all the stuff you're getting online, it's great. I want you to download it. I want you to watch it. But it's not what you think you are getting. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So there are a couple of things. One of the things is that if you are going down and you're downloading all the PDFs, which by the way, we do a ton of free stuff because I think it's important. It's an education process, right? So you're like getting my PDFs on Instagram. We do a ton of like PDFs that we DM people that are about design. So if you want to go check that out, that's at Carina Gardner. So we'll do that. I also have tons of Illustrator videos that show you how to use Illustrator that are tutorials online that we just totally do for free, right? Crafting pieces where like I'm showing you how to set up things. We have free patterns where we show people how to, quilt the thing, right? Or sew the thing. And I think those are all really important. I think it's a really fun way to share and get a lot of education. It's wonderful. I love giving free stuff because I hope on the other end that you are getting a ton of benefit out of it, okay? But the reason I say you are not getting what you actually need is that they are one-offs. Very often they're just one-off this and you're learning this one little piece here. When you want to learn something for real, like really get into it, deep dive into it and become an expert at it, which if you have not gotten my 5 levels of design, which I have a podcast on, first of all, go listen to that podcast episode. I need to look and see what episode that is. It's episode 133. So if you want to go listen to that, there's also a PDF available with that. You can come over to my Instagram feed and see if you can find the post with it. I'm sure we'll post one about it again. But here's the deal. Like, you are like at level 1 and you're just getting all the free stuff. You're starting to educate yourself. You're starting to get better, understand what is happening in this whole design world, right? But it's not put together in a way that you can actually learn the stuff and become an expert and actually learn how to make money, which these are all things that come with experience and from actually learning and getting mentorship so we can become better, right? So I recommend getting all the free stuff. I like all the free stuff. In fact, next episode, I have like a free download for you guys. So you're going to want to stay tuned for that. But what my recommendation is that anytime you have the opportunity to do something very inexpensively, you should go for it. Now, what are some things you can do inexpensively? There are tons and tons of online programs that are inexpensive that will get you to a place where you're learning the software, right? You can learn some Illustrator, you can learn some Photoshop, you can learn some InDesign, okay? So like you can get like actual skills, right? We have some less expensive programs on carinagardnercourses.com, like the Illustrator Whiz workshop or our accelerated designer series that will teach you certain things, about design and about the software. So that will get you started, right? We also have, oh my gosh, in a week from now, Design Bootcamp. This design book, we make it so inexpensive and we shove in like $500 worth of value into this 1 week so that we can get to know you. When I say we, I can get to know you and see what's really going on. What are you really trying to achieve? Do you have the skills? Do we need to get you the skills to get you to where you need to go? So if you want to join Design Bootcamp, that's at carinagardnercourses.com/Design Bootcamp. So go check that out if you want to get a training that actually makes sense, that will lead you on a journey and make you understand what you need to do strategically to actually make money as a designer, which, by the way, no one is talking about. They almost always, I hear it over again, you need to get a contract. You need to get a contract. which, guys, contracts are hard to get. They're difficult to get. So if you really want some alternative ways to becoming a designer, Design Bootcamp is the place for that. Okay, so the low cost, low entry level will get you to the next level, you guys, because many of you don't even know Illustrator yet, or that's the level you're at and you're like, I just need to learn it better, right? The next level after that is really becoming experienced and good, selling your stuff, being able to sell your stuff and make money doing it, which means you've got to level up. The design work has to be better, okay? Which, by the way, you guys all know, I talk like you need to be putting in your 10,000 hours. You should be designing every day in order to get to that. Now, does that mean you have to hustle every day? No, it doesn't work like that, you guys. You don't have to hustle every day. You just need to design a little bit every day, which, by the way, is the high point of my day. When I get to spend my time designing, oh my gosh, that is my deep breath, like, I'm going to sit here and do my creative work. My creative work lifts me up, makes me feel better, gets me excited. So it's a privilege, really. Now, when you're learning the Illustrator, like the Adobe products, maybe it won't feel quite like a privilege at the beginning, but I promise you, if you stick with it long enough, it will. It eventually will. You'll kind of sit down and just be like, I'm just designing. Design is what I do, okay? So that's the first thing. Everybody out there is getting the same stuff, but the second thing is you don't level up on the free stuff. You level up on at least the least expensive stuff. And then the people who end up becoming experts in the field, who actually start making serious money in the field, you know what they're doing? They're going back to college. They're joining a real program that will actually teach you how to design. Not we're talking mid-range program that's $2,000 or $800. You have to join a program that's going to be university level, right? I say this in a boot camp all the time. I'm always surprised that people believe that they can make even $50,000 off of a $1,000 course or a $2,000 course. When graphic designers go to school for 4 years, spend $60,000 on school, and they come out making $50,000, right? Like, so you've got to get your expectations. You need to level them out. Now, for some of you, I said those numbers and you were like, oh, I'm never going to be a graphic designer, or I'm never going to be a surface pattern designer. No, you can. You absolutely can. You just need to be putting your time and efforts in the right activities, right? So just know that if you are going for that $1,000 program, that $800 program, make sure your realistic expectations and what you can make as a designer lines up with that, right? Okay, because you're not getting mentorship. No one's looking at your work and making sure that you're doing a good job and that you're progressing, right? You're learning one note, and usually that note is a skill, which is a very big problem, you guys, because if you just learn the skill, you will never actually level up design work. In fact, most of my time as a university professor, we don't actually teach the programs. We're in the programs because we're teaching design. Does that make sense? We're teaching you how to become a phenomenal designer. You have to know and talk like a designer. You have to know how to set things up like a great designer. We're teaching design. We're not teaching programs. And so when you're on the internet, getting all the free tutorials, learning all the software, that's awesome, because that is like, it's the vehicle that will get you there. But if your vehicle is slow and rusty, it's going to go slow, right? So you've got to understand how to be a great designer, be a good designer, understand the vocabulary as a designer, know how to work your way through the different things as a designer. And I'm going to talk about, in a couple of episodes, I'm going to talk about freelance work. I think a lot of designers are scared of freelance work, but I'm going to talk about it because we are adding freelance coursework in our Design Suite program, because I think it's that important and it makes you money faster. And for most of us, we're ready to make money faster, right? We've got our long road to build up our designs, but then we also need these other little shots of revenue that will really help us as we continue to become designers. Not only that, but it just makes us better designers. We understand the marketplace better. We spend more time with clients. It's just a way better thing. All right, you guys. So here's my takeaway for you today. Get all the free stuff. Do all the free stuff. But if you really want to level up I want to see you buying into the less expensive programs, getting your feet wet, seeing if it's something that really will interest you, okay? And then those of you who really actually want to make this a career, and when I say career, I mean making more than $5,000 for the year, which is what a lot of people do if they even get to that, then you need to come and join me in a design bootcamp. Design Bootcamp is the one place we do open up Design Suite so you can see what that program is all about. We have put together all the things that make a university program, a business degree program, and online courses all kind of like meshed into one really solid program. It's the only design program out there like that that's completely led by someone who actually has a Ph.D. and was a creative director. So I've done like the business side and I've done the college side, the academic side, so that we can fuse together the things that really is missing out there in the online world and in the university world, so that you can actually learn how to make money as a designer. All right, guys, I hope to see you in next week's boot camp. You can find that at carinagardnercourses.com/designbootcamp, and I can't wait to see you there. Hey, did you know that you can visit me at makeanddesign.com to learn more about this podcast and join my VIP group for weekly freebies? I can't wait to see you there.